Kevin Prosch and Misty Edwards admitted to a years-long affair. The Roy's report, TRR, was informed by sources that Kevin Prosch and Misty Edwards, two prominent Christian worship leaders, had privately admitted to a years-long affair that began prior to Prosch and his second wife's divorce. Brent Steno claims that in December 2021, Edwards told him about an affair with Prosch. Steno was previously employed by the International House of Prayer Kansas City, IHOP, Friends of the Bridegroom, FOTB, and Bickle's personal ministry. Steno claims that Edwards told him that the affair had begun approximately 7 years earlier, in 2014, and was still ongoing. Documents show that Prosch and his second wife, Shelley Bickle, divorced in August 2016. Since late October of last year, Mike Bickle, the founder of the International House of Prayer Kansas City, IHOP, has been embroiled in an abuse scandal. His sister is Shelley Bickle. Steno claimed that Edwards also disclosed a second secret about a man she would not name. TR is not revealing the details of this other alleged secret in order to safeguard a possible abuse victim. According to Steno, he told IHOP about the affair and the other secret in January 2022. But he said the leaders there retaliated against Steno rather than investigating the other secret or holding Edwards accountable. At the time of the alleged affair with Prosch, Edwards, who has 7 albums to his name and 249K Facebook followers, was a member of IHOP's executive leadership team, ELT. Edwards left the ELT sometime last fall, but he remained employed by IHOP. Edwards was also one of only a few people involved in leadership at the agency, said Stephen Magnuson, a lawyer who once oversaw FOTB. Prosch used to be a prominent worship leader in the Vineyard movement. But in 1999, he came clean about having several adulterous relationships. He led worship at an IHOP conference soon after this confession, in 1999 or 2000, according to former IHOP leaders who spoke to TRR. In 2002, Prosch was formally reinstated at Moore Church in Amarillo, Texas, where he served as senior associate pastor until 2013. The song The Gift, written by Prosch, was recorded by Edwards for an album released in 2014 under the IHOP Forerunner label. Prosch led worship and delivered sermons at Rock City Corpus, a Texas church, as recently as last fall. Third Ear Music is a record label that he currently owns. According to Steno, Edwards told Prosch that their relationship had become coercive in recent years because Prosch had a recording of Edwards disclosing her other secret, which Prosch was keeping over her head. Steno added that Edwards was deathly scared that the other secret would be revealed. When TRR contacted Edwards, she denied having an affair with Prosch. She also claimed that the other secret was not what Steno had claimed. However, Steno has provided correspondence with Edwards that backs up several of his assertions. Furthermore, Steno's ex-wife, Kirsten Berglund, shared a screen grab of a conversation she had with Edwards in November of last year. In this exchange, Edwards admits to having a relationship with Prosch. Edwards stated, "It's true that Kevin and I had a relationship, but we were thinking about getting married." Joel Richardson, a best-selling author and Bible teacher, also told TRI that Prosch confirmed the affair with Edwards during a 3-way call between Richardson, Prosch, and Jose Diaz last October. Diaz is a pastor and a former member of the FOTB board. Richardson said that Prosch also confirmed the other secret Edwards had supposedly told Steno. TR reached out to Prosch for comment. In response, Prosch sent an email stating, "I won't have anything to do with your bullshit narrative. I didn't tell anyone that Misty and I had an affair, nor did I tell anyone the other secret." TR specifically asked Prosch if he had an affair with Edwards and whether he had a recording of her disclosing her other secret, but he did not respond to our questions. Diaz and Richardson's wife, Amy Abel, both said they overheard Richardson's conversation with Prosch on the speakerphone, supporting Richardson's account. Diaz resigned from his position at FOTB shortly after that call. TR has also obtained a police report and video of a traffic stop in 2018, where Prosch and Edwards were charged with driving under the influence and public intoxication, respectively. Prosch was also charged with failing to stop at a stop sign and speeding. In the video, a shirtless Prosch is seen failing several sobriety tests. Furthermore, it shows Edwards taking a sobriety test while alone in the car with Prosch. But according to the report, after almost running into an officer, Edwards was too inebriated to continue. The officer asks if Edwards and Prosch had a companion at the camp where they had been beforehand. "No," says Edwards, "just me and the dog." According to a court filing that TRR was able to access, Edwards received a deferred sentence, which comprises probation and a guilty plea. Her file is no longer available to the public, indicating that her case was dismissed because her probation was successfully completed. Additionally, Prosch was given a deferred sentence, according to court records. In addition, he completed a DIY education course and paid more than $2,000 in fines and fees. Following Edwards' admission, Steno conveyed his profound concern for her well-being. According to Steno, he spoke with Senior VP Lenny LaGuardia and former IHOP-KC Executive Director Stuart Greaves in January 2022 about what Edwards had told him. Despite this, Edwards served on the ELT for another 19 months. Steno claims that after it was made public that Mike Bickle had allegedly woolly abused clergy in October, Edwards and Bickle began disparaging Steno to other IHOP-KC members. He continued by saying that he had also been evicted from his apartment in IHOP-KC. Former IHOP-KC employee Joel Sorge told TRR that Steno also told him about Edwards' confession in May 2023.
Unlike metformin and insulin, this cinnamon and apple cider vinegar trick guarantees that.
Sorge said that soon afterward he told Greaves of his concerns about Edwards. Sorge said Greaves told him he had better things to do than discuss the issue with Edwards. Greaves added that if Sorge was experiencing problems, they should talk to Edwards directly. Sorge stated that he believed Greaves' request was inappropriate and therefore did not communicate with Edwards. TRR reached out to IHOP-KC and IHOP-KC's lawyer, Audrey Manito, regarding Greaves and LaGuardia's involvement, but no one responded. We also reached out to Mike Bickle for comment, but he did not respond. The disclosure that Edwards gave to Steno. Steno claims that Edwards first confided in him in December 2021 after Steno expressed remorse for the previous 10 years that he had spent living a life of immorality and drug dealing in California. Steno claimed to have just moved back to Kansas City and was attempting to organize his life at the time of the interview. Edwards replied that she had a history as well, to which Steno replied. She then revealed that she had an affair with a married man 7 years prior. According to a timeline Steno made for attorney Bose Chividjian, who is representing Mike Bickle's alleged victims, Edwards said that Bickle was a prominent religious figure who was much older than her. Steno, however, said she would not reveal who he was. But after asking a few questions, Steno thought the man was Kevin Prosch. That was confirmed by Edwards, reported Steno. Edwards also gave Steno a secret about another man, but he refused to name him, Steno told TRR. Then Edwards told Steno that Prosch had recorded a phone call in which Edwards revealed the other man's identity to him and confessed the other secret. She refused to lead worship or preach at IHOP-KC because, according to Steno, Edwards said Prosch was using this recording to blackmail her. Steno wrote in his timeline, "It was clear to me that this secret and blackmailing was eating away at Misty and preventing her from doing absolutely anything that she loved doing." As a result, Steno pleaded with Edwards to tell Stuart Greaves and Mike Bickle about the affair and the alleged blackmail, but she refused. Steno added that Edwards was so desperate to get the recordings off of Prosch's devices that she lived with him for 2 years. During this time, Edwards told everyone that she had moved to Israel, but Steno said that this was just a cover story for what she was really doing. In fact, she went to Israel and stayed there for a while, taking photos and doing other things. She was so desperate to get the recording off that she moved in with Kevin and did everything he asked of her to gain his trust. Steno told TRR that Edwards also stated that she and Prosch would frequently use drugs and drink together, and that she was charged with public intoxication during this. TRR sought out a police report and body cam footage from the Tahlequah Police Department in Tahlequah, Oklahoma. Tahlequah is about 60 miles away from Bixby, where Prosch was living at the time of the alleged incident. After receiving the 2018 report, we got in touch with Edwards, who told us that the intoxication incident happened before she moved to Israel. When asked if anyone could confirm that she had spent 2 years in Israel, Edwards said that she could. However, Edwards refused to give us the names and contact details of those individuals when we requested them. Steno said that Edwards eventually found a recording of their conversation on Prosch's computer during their time together, accessed it and deleted it. Relieved, she returned to Kansas City, Steno said. However, Steno said that Edwards said Prosch began sending her snippets of the recording shortly after she returned. Steno claims that she returned to Prosch repeatedly until she was able to gain access to his other devices and erase all of the recordings. Edwards reportedly remained concerned that Prosch might have a copy of the recording after he got back to Kansas City. Steno reports Edwards' confession to IHOPKC.
SVJ? Is this your events or SVJ?
Yes, sir.
How much the car costs?
$900,000.
How old are you, first off?
Steno asserted that Edwards refused to disclose her affair and the other secret to IHOPKC leaders in spite of his repeated requests. Steno claims that in January 2022, he called former IHOP University instructor Corey Russell and former IHOPKC ELT member Brian Kim to share Edwards' confession. Both Kim and Russell admitted to speaking with Steno in January 2022 when TOR reached out to them. Both men reported that Steno seemed genuinely surprised by Edwards' admission. Russell said he believed Steno's story, even though he was shocked by what he heard. Kim said he believed Steno's story and didn't see any reason for him to lie. Kim and Russell claimed that they urged Steno to share what Edwards had told him with Stuart Greaves. A few days later, Steno asserted that he had done just that. Greaves was stirred by what he heard, Steno said. However, after discussing the situation with Mike Bickle, Greaves allegedly informed Steno that they would resolve the issue when Bickle, who was at the time in Florida, returned to town. That never happened, Steno said. Instead, Steno claims that about a month later, Greaves asked Steno to let Edwards know that Steno had brought up her confession with Greaves. After Steno did this, Steno said, Edwards freaked out at me for telling Stuart. Steno claims that Greaves and Edwards then met. While Edwards had admitted to the affair with Prosch, Steno told TRR that Greaves had kept the other secret. Greaves went on to say that Edwards also agreed to get some counseling, according to Steno. Steno stated that he was told by Greaves to tell Lenny LaGuardia what Edwards had confessed. Steno claimed that although he and LaGuardia discussed the matter intermittently over the following 2 years, IHOPKC did not take any further action. TRR specifically contacted Greaves and LaGuardia about these incidents, but neither of them responded. There are texts to back up Steno's account. To bolster his claim, Steno sent TRR several screenshots of his chats with Edwards. According to Steno, in the texts, Edwards referred to Prosch as the second one, whereas the first was the one with the other secret. In one of the screenshots, Edwards texts, "The guy I was with was a very well-known guy. In sin, he came to know himself." Steno then asks, which guy? The other one? Yes, the second one, Edwards replies. Another text from Edwards seems to be a reference to the recording on Prosch's devices. "I want to get all of his devices, sick, and smash them." When TRR asked Edwards what she was talking about after reading that tweet, she said, "No comment." Edwards later sent Steno a text message that said, "I hope you forget everything I say. For real. I need to stop talking. I'll see a counselor, but every time I say something, I'll forget. I'll sick, find a counselor, but please forget it all," is Edwards' response. After speaking with you for hours about a genuine circumstance that has interfered with your life and continues to do so, Steno texts you to say that he went to Stuart. In response, Edwards says, "You betrayed me. I came to see you, and you kept ignoring me and excluding me." "Yeah, and I went to Stuart out of concern for your safety," Steno responds, "and you make me pay for that." "You ought to have. According to Edwards, come to me as I am coming to you." "I went to Stuart because I came to you but you refused to help," Steno replies. In a subsequent text, Edwards writes, "You can keep these messages to prove you are right, but sick, you betrayed me," labeling Steno a traitor and possessive. Retaliation allegations. She was Steno's supervisor at FOTB when Edwards allegedly confessed to Steno. Edwards became obsessed with where I was and what I was doing after the confession, according to Steno's timeline. She would check to see where my car was and ask me where I was if it wasn't at my apartment. Stephen Magnuson told TRI that Mike Bickle asked him in January 2023 if he would take over Edwards' position as Steno's manager. Magnuson added that Bickle had told him at the time that Edwards was a bad manager. But after hearing Steno's side of the story, Magnuson told TRR that he believes Steno's knowledge of Edwards' secrets is what caused the issues in their working relationship.
Can age spots be removed? Absolutely. Age spots are not actually caused by.
In July 2023, Stino departed from the FOTB. He told TRR that he planned to keep what he knew about Edwards private. Stino said that Bickle offered to pay him for the next 3 months without asking, and that Edwards continued to offer him small paid jobs. Then in October, just as the public was about to learn of Bickle's alleged dual abuse, Stino claimed that Edwards started texting him and offering him more money to return to his job at FOTB. Stino declined. Stino then shared Edwards' confession with 2 important individuals, Joel Richardson and Dwayne Roberts, a former IHOP-KC leader and supporter of Bickle's purported victims. Richardson told TRR that he used the information Stino had given him to confront IHOP-KC leaders on October 28. Stino claimed that at this point, Bickle, Edwards, and other IHOP-KC leaders started to attack him and disparage him in front of other IHOP-KC members. Kirsten Berglund, Stino's ex-wife, sent TRR a screenshot of the Instagram exchange she had with Edwards in early November. According to Edwards, Stino stole $10,000 from Mike Bickle, as shown in the screenshot. The $10,000, however, was an overpayment from Bickle's social media revenue that inadvertently ended up in Stino's bank account last May, according to Magnuson. Magnuson claimed that since the matter was promptly settled to everyone's satisfaction, he was taken aback when Edwards accused Stino of stealing months later. Edwards said she had no comment when TRR questioned her about the matter. Stino was evicted from his campus apartment by IHOP-KC in November on suspicion of unlawfully subleasing it to Mike Bickle's nephew, Kyle Scott. However, Stino informed TRR that he granted Scott permission to remain with him after being asked to do so by IHOP-KC ELT member Lenny LaGuardia, who claimed that Scott was homeless. TRR specifically asked IHOP-KC about the eviction and Stino's claim, but nobody responded. On December 1st, Bickle sent Magnuson an email in which he reiterated the transgressions Stino had admitted to when he returned to Kansas City in 2022, as well as a text from an Instagram post that someone named Mike Brown had made. In text provided by Joel Richardson, Brown claims to be close to Mike Bickle's nephew Richie Bickle and other Bickle family members. Brown's post claimed that the charges against Bickle came from Stino, an individual with a history of manipulation and shady behavior. Brown goes on to list some of Stino's offenses, including having affairs during business trips and selling drugs in California. The attempt to discredit Stino made sense after he learned of Edwards' confession, Magnuson said, adding that he was surprised to receive the email from Bickle because Stino had resigned months earlier and the information was well known at IHOP-KC.